farmer, friend, singer-songwriter, Lyal Strickland.
And that's farmer, friend, and jack of all trades, Chris Horn.
And we're those Tastebud guys.
So limited rules.
Maker's Mark 101. Probably what we should do is see if it's any different than the other makers. Hey guys! Yeah, so as you may have just realized, we don't know anything about anything. This is not the first episode tonight. We're several episodes in. You know what?
Oh. This is a new episode. Different night.
All right. Had to change shirt. This is way too small for me. What did I do? Grab the same one you was wearing? Almost. Anyways, so now that joke's nice and old, we decided to just go ahead and shoot one more with Maker's Mark. We're just now realizing we don't know nothing about nothing when it comes to this one. No. Not that should surprise you.
So we've actually, I don't think we've ever reviewed Maker's Mark just bourbon, right?
Have we not?
It's on the list. I know we've had it. Everyone's had it, right? It's a good standard bourbon. But
so is this a two-parter?
It might be maybe at least a comparison. Maybe a two-parter.
Maybe we need to do this one.
Yeah.
And then we do another episode with that one.
You want to slide this one over for
I think we should if we haven't done Maker's Mark.
Okay.
We've at least opened Maker's Mark before.
We'll start with the original.
Apparently that was a twist top, not a cork, and I just jerked that thing off.
Yeah.
I jerked that
thing. Yeah, no, I heard you.
Okay. Make sure. Did you guys hear me?
Yeah. No, it's the cool thing about Maker's Mark, right, is they're like wax.
All right, we won't go crazy.
They dip the whole thing in wax, but it is still a screw top. Just saying.
It is still a screw top, which I didn't realize. I should have realized, but I didn't realize.
So I've always found Makers to be, one, readily available, and pretty
reasonably priced.
And
especially if you go to Sam's.
Yeah.
Damn cheap.
Right, and decent for what it is.
Yeah, I actually really like Maker's Mark. My only thing about Maker's Mark is Maker's Marks has kind of went the way of Buffalo Trace, where so much as every mixed drink that you purchase is made with Maker's Mark.
Yeah, but I don't think it has the hype that Buffalo Trace has, which makes me love it more than Buffalo Trace. But that's
fair enough.
Own,
Plus,
my
it
own
has
personal
this
bullshit.
Seriously cool wax dip that.
Yeah.
You know, why wouldn't you love it?
So let's get into this like standard run-of-the-mill bourbon, right? Run-of-the-mill. What are you getting off of that?
The cherry note always comes through prominently for me, and it has again just now.
Yeah.
But there's also... I'm calling it wrong. So I want to say right off the bat there's a eucalyptus note. It's not eucalyptus. There's something else that's kind of going on there that has this...
It's a high herbal note, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah. This high-end note that has this odd... But it's not eucalyptus, but that's just the normal note you would replace with eucalyptus. What is that?
I don't know. It smells like something that's in my herb garden. That like when you crush them.
Yeah,
so I want to
and there's a nice graininess to it, and I like it.
I want to say basil, but no, it's not basil. But it's.
But you're in that category.
It's an herby note, less minty, more savory.
Okay, so we're talking about the same thing, 100%. I'm just not sure what to call it.
Okay, but I do also get the cherry notes in there.
Hopefully, you guys understand what we're talking about. So the cherry's there, a light. Very light, what they call a leather note is there. And the leather note, well, this shirt's way too small for me. I definitely chose poorly when it comes. I think my stomach is hanging out at the bottom end of this.
Yeah, I got the.
Hey, if you guys ever want to send us a shirt, it's 2X and 1X. I'm the 2X, he's the 1X. Stop sending mediums. Anyways.
Yeah, it's a tight one.
And there's something else. And now I
had to clear the
I
nostrils.
almost, well, because I want to go with like a chocolatey malt note in there. And that's not really, I know for sure that's not something I've ever really noticed before, so I really feel like I'm making that up on the spot. So, what is it?
I don't know. I went straight to sipping.
All right, let's go to sipping and see if I can find it then at that point.
So, for me, what makes Maker's Mark such a good cocktail whiskey is that it is just pretty straightforward. There's not a ton going on, but it has enough bite on the front end that it's like, this is a Kentucky straight bourbon.
So it does have a little bit of bite to it, very little. Now,
on the front end though, right? Like smooths out on the back.
Smooth. It's super smooth. I want to make sure that does not get glossed over. It's super smooth.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite thing about Maker's Mark is it's strong enough to do anything you want with it. If you want to have it sipped, it's smooth. If you want to pour it over ice, there's some bite. If you want to mix it in a cocktail, there's enough character that you can do anything you want. Now, does that mean I want it in every drink that I make? No, it does not. Quite frankly, I still prefer Sazerac rye in most of my mixed drinks, but I get why people use this. It's not offensive. It's completely there. It's totally good on all fronts.
It's a very versatile whiskey.
It is.
For a good price.
It is. And like you, as much as I hate how anti-Buffalo Trace you are, this is infinitely better whiskey than Buffalo Trace. Now it's a little higher too, though.
At least for a cocktail whiskey.
Yeah. Well, I'd probably rather drink this than Buffalo Trace if I was sipping. And it's a little bit higher than Buffalo Trace,
depending on where you get it.
What do you?
Some people are sitting in categories where Buffalo Trace is sitting at $30 to $40 a bottle, which is, I think, insane. Maker's Mark is what, like probably 20 to 30?
Oh, I think it's a little more than the $20 mark. I think it might be pushing the 30,
25 to 35.
Yeah, I think we're in that neighborhood.
That's probably fair. Yeah,
I would say this is a $30 bottle.
But Buffalo Trace these days, which started out as at least in my territory, started out as a $14.
Yeah, I was going to say 16 is where I remember Buffalo Trace being.
And now is
25
here.
Regularly.
Yeah, and can go up to $40 a bottle.
Yeah, I see it 28 all over the place. We're still lucky enough to get it for about 23, if you want to call it lucky.
All in all,
I want to make myself look a little bit stupid here.
Yeah.
Because, I started to say a while ago, there's like this almost chocolate note in there, and I couldn't figure out what that was. I've changed my mind. That chocolate note is actually the vanilla note that I'm...
Oh, okay.
So I'm looking a little dumb sitting here trying to figure out what the hell that was. Though I will also totally make an excuse for myself and say I never, ever smell
vanilla.
Yeah. I just cannot smell that. So I'm very unaccustomed to it.
No, I think you're right. I think it is a very vanilla-heavy whiskey. Yeah.
It must be if I'm smelling it, because if I smell it, there ain't no way to get vanilla out of
I think that's where that sort of bitter smoothness comes in. Because it's smooth, but there's a tingling on the tongue for like bitter quotients.
So I equate it to like a... like if you was looking at a sound spectrum, when you first drink it, it's got all the static and crazy sound like it. And as soon as it gets to mid-range, all of a sudden it goes...
Yeah.
It's just like it's straight,
like an arrow.
Smooth,
perfectly
rounded note.
Yeah.
And it just, it's okay. Yeah, I'm glad you know. Nobody else may get that, but...
No, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
All in all...
An oscilloscope. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Nice.
Right.
Nice,
You like,
nice,
yeah, I've never equated
nice
a whiskey to oscilloscopes.
All in all, price point, I think this is one of the few whiskeys that completely matches everything where it's at. Price point, quality, cool look of the bottle, provenance of the distillery, all of the stuff. Like there's some really cool shit that goes on here, and they're not overdoing it.
45%, so 90 proof, and of course it's the Maker's Mark Distillery, and that's about all I can tell you about it.
Yeah. I assume that most of you have had this before, but if you haven't, go get yourself a bottle. If you've had it before, hey, go take a second look. Put this in your personal bar as your fantastic well whiskey.
Yeah, I can't
Right?
imagine anybody being mad about owning this whiskey.
Yeah.
I really can't. So before he says what he's getting ready to says, wait till next Thursday, and we're going to go to
The limited,
101, and we're going to compare them straight up. And probably next week we'll probably actually have a glass of each and see what the difference is.
the limited release of the 101 proof.
And what's the story behind it? Do you know?
Well, I don't know, and we probably won't know next week either.
We probably won't. I bet we don't move from this spot to go learn, but maybe.
All right. Until next time.
Whether it be the super traditional whiskey that you're trying,
The food you're eating.
clothes you're wearing,
Or the people
that's
you're
way
meeting.
too tight for you.
Grab a buddy and try something new.
Who the hell's shirt is this anyway?